Yo guys, what's up? So we're continuing with the series on music theory for electronic and modern producers. Got a short video for you today that I think is really going to open some doorways for you if you normally work in the key of A minor. Very, very common key. Why? Because it's all white notes, all right? It's the only minor scale that contains only white notes. So a lot of people actually sometimes without even knowing it go to A minor, especially if you're kind of just putting notes in randomly. Sometimes you end up with all white notes and you've kind of got A in the bass, and without knowing it, you're either in A minor or C major. It's relative major. All right. So today I'm going to suggest a couple of tricks that can like open the world of A minor up to have a more sort of sophisticated, mature, elite composition sound. All right. So firstly, just a very quick rundown. Obviously, A minor, as I said, is an all white note scale. So it starts in A. And it runs all the way up to the A in the next octave, right? A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, E is 5, F is 6, G is 7. We're back at A, all right? We know from my other videos, hopefully if you've been watching my channel, that whenever you're in a minor key, the minor is the home in terms of the melody, but in terms of the harmony, in terms of the chord progression, the home is actually the relative major of that minor. And we can always calculate the relative major for any minor by moving to the third degree of that minor. So I'm in A minor and the third degree of the scale is C. That means its relative major is C major. Again, in the series, I've addressed the laws of harmony from the major scale, and that can be summarized in a very simple sort of series of statements, which is 1 is major, 2 is minor, 3 is minor, 4 is major, 5 is major, 6 is minor, it's the relative minor, 7 is diminished, right? If you know those laws, you can write musical vocabulary for any major key. And if you can write for the major key, you can write for its relative minor. What I'm kind of saying is that when you're in the minor, you're actually in the relative major, harmonically. All right, so we're in A minor, we've got chords. Every single chord consists of only white notes, and that gives us that typical A minor sound that everybody sort of knows and loves and uses all the time. It is a bit overused. So what I want to do is I want to break out of that mold. All right, so let me give you one example, and this is sort of a similar thing that I'd be doing in other videos where I'm doing modal interchanges. I'm going to start in A minor, okay? And I'm going to move, instead of D minor, which is the typical, I'm going to move to D major. Right, now that technically flips the mode to Dorian. All right, and I really like that. Doesn't sound that amazing, this voicing. All right, but you can hear it's got a different sound, okay, because that chord again is typically minor, and now we're playing it as major. Now let me play this for you in a better context. I've got a little piano riff that I wrote over here. All right, I like this. Kind of got like a lo-fi vibe. I think we just slow it down a bit. There we go. I'm having that lo-fi 90 BPM sort of pace. Okay, I love that. The chord progression is A minor, B minor 6, all right, which is an interesting chord. And then instead of D minor, we're playing D major, and that's what gives the riff its character, okay? Now let's play the bass. Really very happy, great vibes, love it. It's got that like emotional feel of A minor, but it's got a little twist that sort of takes the chord progression to another level, in my opinion. Brilliant. Now, the cool thing is you can still play lead over this, okay? You can still play another piano over this, and when you play it, you can play it with the adapted key signature. beautiful, really nice to jam to, really nice to play solos in. The one cool thing is that like I'm not a great keyboard player at all, right? I'm more of a mathematical music theory guy. So the playing is just kind of like a means to an end. But what I do notice is when I switch these key signatures up and introduce these borrowed chords, the solos that I play do sound a bit more sophisticated, like a quote-unquote real musician, right? So it's a very cool way, and you will find often that solo players do flip into modal interchanges just to make stuff sound a bit more sophisticated, nuanced, jazzy, cool. All right, so that's one chord change in A minor, and just to review, we flip the mode of the 2 chord according to the relative major, but according to its relative minor, which is A, we're flipping the mode of the 4 chord from minor to major. That's one music theory trick. Use it, don't use it. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you do make something with it, I'd love to send it to me or upload a video and tag me because I'd love to hear it. Next progression, right? If we look at the default chord series, it is C minor, D minor, E minor, F major, G minor, and so on. So again, just as the D, which we just flipped the mode of, the E is played in default as minor. And that's cool. I love E minor in relation to A minor. It's the 3 chord according to the major and the 5 chord according to the minor. But a very cool trick is to flip the mode. And what that sounds like is it sounds like you kind of got this A minor thing happening. Oh, sorry, that's a synth. Now we flip. All right, quite dramatic, quite Middle Eastern, elaborate, sort of whimsical. I like the chord change. It's just a different color. It's not. You can't even say these things are good or bad. It's just a different color. It's like saying a word is good or bad. There we go. That's what it sounds like. Sounds really cool. I did another little example where I just have a little sort of synth sound. All right, and the chord change only has one, is to that E major instead of E minor. It sounds pretty cool. It's different. I mean, maybe this needs to be at like 110 BPM. Okay, it's a bit of bass. I mean, a bit of bass drum, and it's got a kind of vibe to it. All right, I like that weird second chord because, again, it gives it like an otherworldly feel. And the whole point of this video is escaping the trap of only knowing 7 chords for A minor. So you might love it, you might hate it, you might think it's too dramatic. I actually really like it in the classical voicing. Okay, it works very well, especially if you just play it simply in root position. And you would obviously put other chords in between it, but those are really some easy, simple chord substitutions that you can use in A minor just to spice up your writing. And we'll be doing a lot of other videos like this to just show you little tricks, little hacks, little things that I've learned over the years that can make sort of dull, ordinary keys sound a little bit unusual and a little bit special. So I hope you enjoyed this short video. Let me know in the comments what you thought and what you want to see in the future series. We're going for it, guys. 100 videos in the 100 days on all kind of different aspects of music production. I've got so much in me that I want to rinse out, so please let me know what you want to see in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell, send a little love, all that good stuff. All right, have a great day. Stay creative, keep making music. I'll see you on the next one.